The Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby Commission at 1051 North Third Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, August 20th. The time is 1 p.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Rousseau,
Here.
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Romick,
Here.
Commissioner Guidry,
Here.
Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
5 present and a quorum.
Thank you. There being no old business, I will entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the minutes from the August 6th meeting.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 1,270 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 1,243 and place 25 in pending status and deny 2. Staff requests approval of these change orders.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the 1,243 change orders and place 25 in pending status and deny 2 for reasons given by staff.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 23 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve all 23 prior pending change orders.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the 23 prior pending change orders reviewed by staff.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Shandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 7 tax sale cancellations. We have 1 in Plaquemines Parish due to being erroneously sold, 1 in Lafayette Parish due to being erroneously sold, 1 in Washington Parish due to being erroneously sold, 2 in St. Tammany, 1 for being duly assessed and 1 for being erroneously sold, 1 in EBR Parish due to being duly assessed, and 1 in Jackson due to being duly assessed. Staff requests approval of 7 tax sale cancellations.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the 7 tax sale cancellations.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted. We'll move on to consideration of the assessor's objection in the following matters.
Chairman, I'll administer a note to the parties. I'll have you both stand up and I'll administer a note to you, have you state your name and affirm the oath. And then, Chairman, I'll give a brief primer on what you're hearing today. Assessor, Mr. Hall, please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do Wendy Thibodeau.
Andrew Hall. Great, thank you. Mr. Chairman, on the agenda for this afternoon is a written objection submitted by the assessor with regard to an appraisal that was submitted by the taxpayer. It's the assessor's objection, so appropriate for her to go first to explain the basis for her objection and give the taxpayer an opportunity to respond. And then should the commission members have any questions, that would be appropriate. Just briefly, I'll outline the issue, and I'm sure the assessor will outline it as well. As I understand it, the issue is whether or not this appraisal was timely ordered pursuant to 47-1989. I've disseminated to you all a copy of the assessor's written objection along with the response and some documents that were submitted by the taxpayer. I'll be in the back of the room if y'all have any questions for me.
Assessor Thibodeau.
We are just questioning the timing of when the appraisal was ordered, if it met the deadlines and the requirements by the tax commission and the Constitution. That's all because the date of the appraisal wasn't until December 11th. And so we just want to make sure that it was duly ordered, timely ordered.
Okay, well, ask the taxpayer, give you an opportunity.
Good deal. My name's Andrew Hall, represent, we have on here, it's Transocean and Deepwater. They're one and the same appraisal, same, section II, for purposes of this subparagraph, good reason for failure to timely present information to the assessor shall be presumed to exist for reports and related attachments of any appraiser or other expert ordered prior to the deadline for filing a complaint with the board review if the report and attachments are submitted to the assessor within 30 days of the receipt of the reports and the attachments by the taxpayer and at least 25 days prior to the hearing before the Louisiana Tax Commission, which is scheduled here in December. Nothing in this item shall be construed as to limit the ability of the Louisiana Tax Commission to find good reason to admit other expert reports pursuant to the other provisions of subparagraph. Do you have the documents that I submitted? Do you have that in front of you? Okay, good deal. So the appeal deadline was September 16th, 2024. The Board of Review hearing was September 24th. And so if we look on page 49 on the top right of the documents submitted, there are page numbers, but on page 49 is the agreement between Transocean, Deepwater, and BVA Group dated September 16th.
That agreement's not signed.
It is not, the date that it was signed by I would assume this date. We ordered it on the 16th. It was placed order. We have the confidentiality agreement that was put forth on page 48, where it was talking to
An
on-
agreement that's only signed by the appraiser, not signed by the taxpayer. When did that agreement get executed and why was that not turned in to us?
I don't have that. I'm not part of that. I did not have that, but it was ordered. Whenever it was asked to be completed was dated and the engagement's dated on the 16th.
But I think, if I may, Mr. Chair, what I think, Chairman, is asking is that doesn't mean that was the day that it was executed to where they would know about it. That's what I think he's asking.
Okay.
When was that day that you know of, or anybody that you was representing, to let us know that it may have been sent that day, it may have been ordered that day, but what was the day that it was executed to the assessor?
Wouldn't your comment right there make the point, when it was ordered? It was ordered on the 16th.
So you,
When did
you,
they
or-
get the,
you
when did
ordered
they
it,
get it? They completed so back in here also is the actual appraisal date whenever it was completed, and that is December 6th. And then we have mailing documents on December 11th to the Louisiana Tax Commission and to the assessor's office. And that's on page 54 and 55, showing the dates that the report was submitted and finalized. So after they completed their review and they completed their report, December 6th, and then that's well within the days to send it to the assessor.
The question will get back to you, your testimony that y'all ordered an appraisal confirmed that y'all did not execute an agreement. There was some date that's not been privy to us. Did you see a one-sided signed agreement? So you ordered it before, was it approved agreement between the two firms?
The amount of money and everything was put forward and it was ordered on the 16th. Now, the date of the signatures, I don't have that information, but the date that it was ordered was on the 16th.
It's your testimony that you ordered it before you had a signed agreement with the people who were going to do the appraisal.
Correct. Correct.
You have no idea when that was actually signed by the taxpayer.
I don't have that information.
I assume you can understand our question in that how is something ordered if you don't have a signed agreement?
Ordered is asking for it to be completed and asking for the documents to come as far as the engagement to be prepared. That's being ordered. That's ordering the agreement. That's ordering the appraisal be put forth. That's asking for it to be completed. You order it, you go through a drive-through line. You order it. You ask for the information, you say, we're gonna agree with this, and then you get your information, you get your, as far as the drive-through line, your food. You're ordering the information. We order the report.
Anything else from taxpayer side?
The support that I also went through, that it was timely mailed, you mentioned December. That's whenever it was completed, December 6th. We have in here the mailing documents to the Louisiana Tax Commission and to the assessor that it was timely provided to them within section II of the dates after it was completed.
Anything, comment, Assessor Thibodeau? Okay, questions by the commission?
Mr. Chair, I have questions for both the assessor and the taxpayer. So Ms. Thibodeau, there's a lot being discussed about when something was ordered. What does your office interpret or look for documentation as evidence for something being ordered?
When it's ordered, it's an agreement. That's the same questions y'all are having as the same questions we had, is like when it was, we needed definitive dates. We didn't get anything until December. So
Okay.
when asked on the order date, I don't have anything.
So I'll interpret that to mean that if you had a document that you saw both parties sign,
Agreed.
that's September
we wouldn't be here
16th or
today.
earlier,
We wouldn't be here
you
today.
consider that as being ordered.
Yes, like when there's an agreement. I mean, if I go and I want an aerial photography and a flyover, they're not going to go fly over until I sign something saying I'm going to pay them for the flyover.
Understood, thank you. And Mr. Hall, I guess to continue on, you said that, as I appreciated, that there's a one-page document that we have, which is your page number 49, BVA Group, um, outlining the terms of the engagement to render a written opinion. Certainly that's dated September 16th, but again, I guess you're considering something being ordered when someone presents terms of an agreement to you without documenting that you've accepted those terms? And I'll, if you allow me, is this typically in your industry a competitive bid process, or is BVA typically the sole provider of these services? Meaning, were you looking to receive their terms in comparison to another group's terms to make a final decision as to who you were going to engage?
That already taken place. There was multiple discussions with multiple groups as far as pricing and fees, and it was decided to go with BVA, and the engagement was delivered.
So how does BVA know to begin this work?
They were asked to complete the work, and that was the first, or not the first step, because the first step was a confidentiality agreement, reviewing that, then going through, comparing the bids, and then they ordered the work and said to go forward.
So when your appreciation for how they get indicated that the ask is there, how does that happen? Is that oral? Is it written?
They ordered it, asked BVA to go forward with it, and that would be a statement of oral, and then that was delivered as far as the engagement agreement, and then the work commenced.
So we are to assume then that there was an oral order given to BVA that certainly is not documented since it's oral in what has been provided to us.
The agreement was to go forward with the work, and that was the engagement agreement with the final terms and put forth, so yes.
Again, but that was orally exchanged.
That was the direction to deliver that engagement document, yes, that they're going to go forward, the work was going to start.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Hall, did you, when you ordered that appraisal, did you notify the assessor's office that you ordered an appraisal? Or did they have to wait till December to find this
In the
information?
section, in the filings of 3101 and also the 3103, we have, which are in here. The 3101 is, page,
It-
well,
It's on the appeal.
Mhm.
He has that the appraisal to be completed in the space where you're supposed to put what you believe the market, what he believed the market value should have been. It puts appraisal to be continued. So we didn't even have a number to go by.
in the cover letters, we also reference the section II and state on the cover letters of both 3101 and the 3103 that appraisals were going to be completed.
Commissioner Guidry?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Wendy, I'm just looking for some clarification. Normally, when this is done, do normally the taxpayer group reach out and say, it's been sent, it's been ordered, look for it, it's on the way? Do y'all just wait to see something show up 3 to 4 months later?
No, no. To be honest with you, like normally they kind of tell us, okay, well, we're going to get an appraisal way before board of review because these discussions go out. We send letters out in July. So notice evaluation letters. I know that it's only required by the tax commission or by the legislature to send it out 15% increase. I send them out to every personal property assessment every year. And so these discussions typically start at the time that they get their notice evaluation letter. So if they're gonna get an appraisal or anything, it's usually documented at that time. I know that there was a lot of conversation between Ryan and the Transocean and Deepwater on what we would accept, and Ryan said we would accept anything. You know, we consider everything. And then we got the appeal form from the parish council, and it said appraisal to be completed. And that's what we got. And we went to board of review with that. And that's exactly what was stated to them, is that they were going to get an appraisal. That's what was stated at the board of review. That's why I was kind of questioning the timing of it all.
On page 46, I have an email from myself to Mr. Friedlander with Lafourche Parish, and we state in that we are obtaining an appraisal. And
Yeah.
that is dated September 16th, page 46. So we're communicating with them through the open book period, through the appeal period, that appraisal is being completed.
And I just want to clarify again, so you don't have anything in writing that says, here's the order for the appraisal, here's anything. You have you have an agreement that we got a copy of, that's a confidentiality agreement that's signed by one party, not even executed by the other party. I'm struggling to understand how you award work to someone before a confidentiality agreement is even executed.
No, the confidentiality agreement was executed on the 30th. So this is,
Not, the copy we have is not. The copy you provided to us only has the appraiser's signature, not the company's signature.
and then the agreement, page 49, that is the engagement agreement. The first page of the engagement agreement dated September 16th. Saying that it's been ordered.
You engaged one before you had a confidentiality agreement executed.
Now then, confidentiality agreement is dated, that's page 48, it is dated.
Dated by the, once again, it's dated and signed by the appraiser, not by the company. So it's not an executed document. That it executed document, did y'all didn't sign it?
That is,
Y'all did sign it. Why didn't we get a copy of the signed one with the dates it was executed and signed?
that is signed by the appraisal firm stating that they are going to keep it confidentiality. They're going to keep the information of Transocean and Deepwater confidential. They're stating that they agree with it. That's their signature. Transocean Deepwater is not keeping their own information confidential. That's an executed document in my opinion.
The commission. Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move to deny the admission of the acceptance for lack of clarity in the actual ordering of the document of the valuation. I see what has been provided as terms of arrangement without actual execution, noting that the terms of arrangement are September 16th. However, my motion is based upon the lack of completeness of that agreement and the execution.
So we're actually making a motion to rule on the assessor's motion.
Well, yeah, just to clarify, it's an objection by the assessor. So the motion is to sustain the assessor's objection, thereby striking the appraisal, and you would not consider it.
Given the reasons that Commissioner Romick provided. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chairman, I'll prepare a written order for your signature.
Is there any other matters to come before the commission today? Hearing none, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none,